legend starts in the Tavistock Inn, Poundsgate, where some of the locals were enjoying a pint on the morning of Sunday, October 21st, 1638. It's quite a long time ago. They heard the sound of a galloping horse approaching, then suddenly the door burst open and a tall, dark stranger entered. There was something sinister and foreboding about him, but the people of the inn shrugged it off as the stranger ordered a tankard of ale. He paid with gold and raised the tankard to his lips. As the beer went down his throat, there was a loud sizzling noise, and the locals drew back in horror and astonishment. Within a moment the pot was empty, and the devil, for it was surely him, swept out of the bar, and the sound of his horse galloping off towards Widecombe could be heard in the silent inn. Later, when the landlady opened her till, after drawing a great many pints to calm the nerves of her customers, she discovered that the gold given to her by the stranger had turned to withered autumnal leaves. The scene now shifts to Widecombe Church, and a young dissolute tinner called Jan Reynolds, who was a heavy drinker and gambler, with a weakness for the cards and the girls, something of a no-good boyo. It appears he sold his soul to the devil to pay off his numerous debts, forgetting, as is often the case, that eventually there has to be a day of reckoning. On this particular Sunday, Jay had spent quite some time in the old inn before the service, and now was slumped at the back of the church, very much worse for drink and playing cards to while away the time during the sermon. But quite soon, with a combination of drink and maybe the sermon, Jan fell asleep. No sooner had he dozed off than with incredible suddenness a terrible storm blew in with ferocious winds, thunder and lightning. The congregation cowered in their pews, and then with a loud explosion and, I am sure, fire, brimstone and a smell of sulphur, the devil appeared through a hole in the roof of the tower, seized Jan by the scruff of his neck, and before anyone could move, shot back to the top of the tower, where he had tied his horse to one of the pinnacles, taking the hapless Jan with him. With a final thunderbolt, the devil rode off with Jan in tow, sending the pinnacle to which he had tied his horse crashing down into the churchyard. They were sighted passing over the Warren House Inn, the last hostelry Jan Reynolds was ever to see, and then he vanished forever. Take the story as you will, but there are parish records of a terrible storm on Sunday, October the 21st, 1638, in which 4 people were killed and 62 injured at Widecombe Church. The storm has a place in the Guinness Book of Records as the worst tornado to have ever taken place in Great Britain. Well, that was the legend of Jan Reynolds. Good old Jan. I hope you enjoyed it. Night, night.